guys, go to hardafseltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. We got the peach, we got the watermelon, we got the pina colada, and the blue raspberry. We are currently live in over 300 stores in Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And if you're heading out to the Major League ballparks this summer, make sure to check us out in the Miami Marlins Stadium, as well as Tropicana Field, home to the Tampa Bay Rays, as well as the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We are live inside all three stadiums. So if you're down in Florida this year, check us out. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to the Monday Morning Recap Show, everybody. Brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. I'm going to need some more email addresses here. Oh, boy, the Eagles.
Something happened?
The Eagles and the Lions are not playing football anymore, apparently. So good for them. You know, good for me, too. I just wanted to light money on fire and just kind of throw it out the window. And I was looking for a way to do it, and I found one, betting on the Eagles and the Lions.
I mean,
the last few weeks.
At the end of the day, let's be really honest. Like,
Sure.
The NFL is the league that Vegas knows the best. Like, you have the least advantage betting on the NFL of any sport.
I don't think it's that, man. I think it's the fact that we're now starting 12 backup quarterbacks in a league that has only 30 starting quarterbacks.
Yeah, but 2 games you just described, 0 backup quarterbacks.
Jalen Hurts is a backup quarterback to me, and so is Jared Goff. They should definitely be backup quarterbacks for some
Yeah,
team.
2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Two quarterbacks who've led teams to Super Bowls. And
How many wins, Bob? How
and
many
like
Super
top
Bowl wins?
5 offenses in the league.
How many Super Bowl wins?
Oh, boy.
Oh, no. Matt Ryan's the same way. Should I put him in that list?
Is he is the Hall of Famer a backup?
He was.
Yes, Jalen Hurts is a backup, but Justin Fields just needs the pieces.
Yeah, Justin Fields just needs the right guys. But Jalen Hurts is a piece of shit.
I think Justin Fields would be identical to Jalen Hurts pretty much.
You know what, Jalen used to kind of jokingly or tongue-in-cheek at least say that the Eagles just needed a quarterback, right? But I think what they really need are receivers who can catch the goddamn ball, because 4 passes into the breadbasket, dropped, 2 fumbled in the fucking red zone,
My God,
and then an
dude.
additional fumble in the red zone by Jalen Hurts.
It happens.
A.J. Brown had a ball hit him right in the dick.
No. Turning the ball over in the red zone.
3 times.
You should get
3 times.
fucking suspended for the next game for doing that. That is the worst thing that can happen to the
3
team.
plays, 3 fumbles inside the 20-yard line. 1 from Jalen, 1 from Devonta Smith, 1 from A.J. Brown.
Wasn't just the reverse of the Cowboys game the first time we played them, where they just kept turning the ball over and not scoring in the red zone?
Well, they had a chance to win. They actually had a chance to win that. They should have won that game. They were 1 inch away.
Yeah, we're banged
1
up.
inch away.
Jalen himself probably should sit a couple games out because he is hurt.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure hurt.
He looks hurt, right?
It's very
Something's gotta be wrong
unlikely.
with him.
It's very unlikely they're going to get the 1 seed now, because
Yeah.
We're 5th right now. We're not even leading the division. The Cowboys are now first place in the division.
Yeah, they're first place.
I don't know. It's not the worst case scenario because I'm looking at all the other wild card teams and it's not great.
Yeah, they're trash. Yeah, I mean, you're like the 5th seed, but that doesn't mean like, oh no, you might fall to 6th.
You have a 1 in 4 chance to win the Super Bowl.
the Cowboys have to go at Bills, at Dolphins the next 2 weeks. They're going to lose at least one of those games, if not both, frankly, right?
Yeah.
I know they're playing really well right now, but that shit never fucking sustains for the Cowboys, ever. When is it ever in the last 30 fucking years, right? And you guys have 4 nothing games to close out the season. And the 49ers, to their credit, they only have the Ravens. That's the only tough
I think
game
we have
left
the
on theirs.
Cardinals and the Giants twice.
Cardinals, Giants twice, and hold on.
Tommy DeVito, though. Watch out for Tommy DeVito.
Don't watch out for him. That's a waste of your time.
Yeah, but for the Eagles, last week they lost 42-19 to the 49ers. This week they lost 33-13. That
Hasn't
game
been
could have
good.
been worse. They didn't really play in the fourth quarter.
Sometimes you're just gonna get a little cold.
The Seahawks next.
I'm not worried about the Seahawks.
I'm not either.
Now, they'll probably win out these last 4 games, but it is an opportunity to sit Jaylen for a while, I think.
kind of want the Rams to make the playoffs.
I absolutely want the Rams to make it.
Solely so, for whatever reason, I think they're the only team that can beat the 49ers because it's just a weird matchup.
Yeah.
The Rams?
I think the Rams, like, for whatever reason, like McVay, he understands Shanahan. He can beat Shanahan. And they just match up well with them.
He's like Shanahan's Hugh Freeze to Nick Saban.
Kind of. Like, they're not a better team, but for whatever reason, since they're in the same division, they can catch them.
Yeah.
Drew Lock, by the way, for Seattle against the San Francisco team, he looked better than Geno Smith, in my opinion.
Well,
I hope they ride with him the rest of the year.
Yeah. Honestly, I was curious. I didn't get to watch the game, but I was curious about his stat line because he's a Mizzou guy, and I was like, oh, that's for coming cold out of the cold against the Niners defense.
Against the best defense, yeah.
That's not bad. That wasn't bad.
He looks good, man. They covered too. 49ers did not cover that spread against the second string quarterback there. So they got that going for them, which is nice. But for real, there's 4 teams left in this, in my opinion. Maybe 5 that can win the Super Bowl. Not really sure what's going to happen with the Chiefs this offseason. If I'm Pat Mahomes at this point, I go back in, restructure my salary, and buy some wide receivers.
Dude, that Kadarius Toney offsides.
Yeah, step 1 is to get rid of Kadarius Toney.
Permanently.
Even if you replace him with nothing, you've upgraded the team.
Sure have.
Just like a bag, like a grocery bag that a hobo took a dump in.
Yeah.
As long as it's lined up on sides. I don't know. That is actually worse. You were complaining a second ago about the fumbles in the red zone or whatever. Look at that fucking play. He's staring at the ball, waiting for it to snap, and doesn't realize that he's standing in front of it. It's so fucking bad.
It's so much worse than that. Like, having played football since I was a very tiny child all the way up, and playing receiver, even as a kid in Pop Warner football, when you line up, you look over at the official, you hold up your hand, you say, am I on sides? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'll give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I watched the replay of that 30 times. He did nothing. And that's that you're taught to do that as a child, let alone an NFL athlete. I don't know what Mahomes was bitching about. Not only is he off sides, but it's the receivers. It's his fucking fault to ask the referee, am I on or off? And if he says, hike it up a little bit, it's easy.
Well, you can also look, on the other side of the line and see your other receiver lined up in the correct position, or you can look down at your feet and then look at the center with the ball and see if you're in the right position. There's a million ways to solve that
But the
problem.
ref is right there. Every player asks every
Well, he was
game.
lined up in the slot kind of, though.
It doesn't matter. Every wide receiver, every game, they look at the ref and they say, good, cool.
I will say he was about as far away from a referee as a receiver could be. But I'm more angry. You're right, though, but I am angrier at the fact that, the last thing you see before the play starts is him staring dead at the fucking ball.
Uh-huh.
I'm just, I can't help but laugh at the reaction that Mahomes has.
Me neither.
Like a guy who's gotten nothing but calls year in and year out. Finally, it's going the other way. And
2 weeks in a row, though, right?
Yeah.
But it's understandable. It's like it's not working exactly how I want it to. It hasn't been like this.
Well, when you take $500 million and then you have no money to spend on any form of offense there, that's your own fault, bud. But watching the Chiefs' demise here, because they're 8-5, Bills are coming back now at 7-6.
I guess Travis Kelce just isn't going to make the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah.
He will make the Hall of Fame.
No, that's what Mahomes said. He said, really hurt his legacy.
Yeah. I heard that too.
What?
That play should
That would have been
be in a museum, damn
number 1 on the Travis Kelce highlight reel. That would have been the number
sure
1
would've.
play on the Travis Kelce highlight reel.
It really would have.
At least he pulled it off.
Not only that, but it was unscripted. He did it on his own, which is even fucking radder. And then this dipshit ruined it. I'd cut Homeboy today.
Just punt him.
I
Yeah,
would
gotta
cut
get
Tony
fucking rid of
today,
Tony.
bring up somebody from the practice squad.
He's literally on his own, lost them 2 games. And then the receiver, just the general shittiness of receivers in general, has lost them another 2 games.
Yeah, why don't they sign Zach Ertz and run a 2 tight end set? Because Zach Ertz can catch the ball too.
Not sure.
He's out there. He's a free agent.
out there.
Kind of washed.
I know he's washed, but just the threat of having him on the other side of the ball would free up Kelce more even.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, just anything is better than what they have.
Terrell Owens.
Ray
bad.
Caruth.
Terrell Owens. Get Terrell Owens out there. Just see what happens for one game. Eagles are doing it with Julio Jones.
How old is Terrell Owens right
Who
now?
fucking cares?
42, 43.
I mean,
probably.
who else is on this team here? I mean, they have zero help. He's pissed off week after week. Pat, it's your own fault. You won $500 million. You got nobody to pay, friends. So figure it the fuck out. But this whole entire AFC that was, going into this season we thought was amazing is such dog shit now. Broncos are at 7-6 now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a team in the AFC that could win the Super Bowl.
Mr. Unlimited.
I don't think there's one.
Maybe Baltimore.
No.
Maybe.
Well, first off, let's put some respect on Joe Flacco in Cleveland.
But
Are they 7-6 too?
Also,
Are
the
they-
Bengals better without Joe Burrow.
they're 8-5.
No. Oh, they're 8-5.
yeah.
The Browns are 8-5.
Yeah,
One
so
of the best
they'll-
defenses.
They're a playoff team for sure, probably, right? If Flacco doesn't turn the ball over a lot.
Flacco had 311 and 3 touchdowns.
Flacco
yesterday.
looks awesome.
I know.
don't understand
elite.
it.
Well, he's got good receiver. They have good talent there.
Well, yeah.
And Juku's great. Amari Cooper's great.
But he's
you got
off-
Kareem Hunt in the backfield.
He's essentially off the couch 2 weeks ago.
Why not?
And they close out Bears at Texans, and remember, C.J. Stroud's out now for
Yeah.
the year, probably.
Yeah, so-
Bears, Texans, or not for the year. He's in protocol, so he might be back.
Can
for
we
that
just
game.
start bringing back quarterbacks like Matt Ryan or like
They might.
Philip
Vin-
Rivers?
I
Vinny-
don't think it's that far.
Vinny Testaverde?
Why wouldn't you bring back? I mean, Matt Ryan could probably still play. By the way, for the Chiefs, pretty deep wide receiver draft class.
This year?
Yeah,
Oh,
this coming year.
yes. But they've
So
had that. They've had that option for years.
They've got to do that.
and
gotta
they've never wanted to take it. So.
Also, an incredibly deep quarterback draft. I think Carolina maybe regrets trading for that pick.
for Bryce.
for Bryce.
Bryce.
For Bryce, yeah.
Probably. I
Is there-
would.
Why do you say that? Because they're 1-11 or 1-12?
And because he's tiny. He's a tiny man.
Well, at least they gave up the first pick in this year's draft. right?
Yeah.
Also.
And then the next 2 years.
Yeah, he could have been Caleb Williams or Drake May or any one of these countless quarterbacks that are coming out.
somebody
or-
better than those two.
Or if you went with what the coach wanted C.J. Stroud. Ownership wanted him.
Well, they fired
Nothing you
him.
can really do. Yeah.
They were like, get out of here.
Get out of here. You wanted the correct pick. You're out of here.
Tough week for CJ.
We'll see you later. Yeah, that's that concussion's no brains there. You're going up against the Jets. I knew the Jets would knock out some quarterback. I mean, that's nothing you can really do.
Blood for
there.
blood.
Well, mostly they knocked out their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been
Yeah.
announced now that he's not coming back this year.
Well, he
Not from the team or him, but from people inside the organization speaking anonymously. They're like, yeah, he's not coming back.
Yeah, they should. They're 5-8. They don't have a shot. So fuck it. Let them get healthy. Ravens came back and ended up winning in overtime. They're 10-3 over there. Eagles, are you concerned at all? Genuinely?
Yeah.
What is it?
I mean-
Is Jalen Hurts hurt? Because he looked hurt last year in the playoffs, and they didn't really say anything.
He is banged up for sure. We're not running the ball enough. Our defense is kind of soft. It's really
Getting a little
soft. Actually.
squishy.
It's very squishy.
Yeah. I do want to compliment Jalen Carter, though, however. I was at Dan's last night. Shout out to Moink Box for the wings. We cooked those up yesterday. Promo code Drinkin Bros over there. Going to get you free meat for a year. We were watching the old ball game there, and I did not recognize Jalen Carter running for that touchdown because he's really slimmed down. My God, dude. He looks fucking great, that guy. I didn't even recognize him.
Never been like big.
He was fat and exhausted last year at Georgia. He looks really fucking good and in shape, dude. Whatever he decided to do or whatever the team did
I mean, he's
for
not
him,
fucking
he looks
Jordan
amazing.
Davis, right? Like Jordan Davis is
Yeah.
fat and obese.
But he's just
and from
on.
Georgia.
He's on a fucking professional team with a nutritionist and everything, working out and shit. He's got other dudes who care as much about football as he does, working out with him. That's the difference.
If you look at Zion Williamson, for example, like that's a guy who will never fucking figure it out, whereas Jalen Carter did the first year.
Well, at least Jalen Carter enters a locker room with a bunch of like veteran dudes.
Yeah.
And guys that are like pretty much heard like we're not going to take any shit. Like get on board or go home.
I was really impressed by him, man, because his motor, all that other shit, and
Yeah.
the last time we saw him was in that Georgia Ohio State game. He couldn't be on the field half the plays. He was sucking wind. He looks svelte, dude. He looks great. Holy shit.
We'll see if he's obviously coachable, which was a concern that a lot of people had in the draft, which is why he dropped some in the draft. But so he's obviously coachable. The question is, will he turn into a leader over time and be the next guy who finds the next Carter like, hey, you got to get your fucking shit together and make
He
him a
could.
good professional as well.
He could.
I mean, he's got
impressed
plenty
with
of good mentors on that team. Fletcher Cox has been a quiet professional his entire career.
Yeah.
Stayed in shape. He's never been out of shape.
Yeah. Dak Prescott continues to keep this team moving, and it's not like Dallas did anything rushing-wise or anything else.
MVP.
No.
He's going to win now that Stroud's out.
Yeah.
He'll win.
Tyreek Hill. I still got Tyreek Hill or McCaffrey.
If they set a record, maybe. But
He will. He's close to 2,000 yards. I mean, he's only 438 away, I think, with 4 games left. I think he's going to hit 2,000 yards, Tyreek Hill. The only question is if they're up going into that last week and whether they decide to sit him, but nobody's hit that 2,000-yard mark. I think they'll let him go for it.
maybe.
That's just my opinion there. 49ers look good again, and we got 4 weeks left to this.
Yeah, no one's going to beat them.
2 games tonight. Hopefully, we'll see about injuries. Look, there's been a lot of injured QBs here, including tonight. Who do we got here? Who's this? Tommy DeVito starting the rest of the year for the Giants?
Hopefully.
Who else
What
would
else,
start?
what else are they going to do?
He is, yeah, he is. -6 against
He's
the
earned
Packers
it.
tonight.
It's
Sure
Illinois'
is.
moment.
Yeah. Dolphins can go to 10-3 tonight if they win.
Yeah, they're in a race for the 1 seed.
I know. They'll be tied with Baltimore there. I don't know what the tiebreaker would be, but
I think the first one is head-to-head, and the second one is in division
Yeah.
and in conference record.
have they played each other? I think they have, right?
If they have, the Dolphins lost.
Ravens, Dolphins? I don't know if they've played.
Oh, shit. When's that game coming up? 12:31. They actually play each other second last game of the season. That'll be a good one,
New
dude.
Year's Eve. Let's go.
Yeah, and then they play the Bills after that. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. The Dolphins have a brutal schedule. Last 3 games, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's-
they play on New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Isn't that when the playoffs are?
that's New Year's Day.
No, New Year's
Oh,
Day. They
it's New Year's Day.
switched it to New Year's Day. There's also going to be games on Christmas. We got 2 Monday night games tonight, which has never been done before this late in the season. Are you guys aware that we have 3 NFL games on Saturday now that college is over? So they're like,
They've
fuck
been
it.
They do that a lot.
Saturday, it's been
They did, but not this early.
Yeah.
Like now they're bumping everything up, trying to eat up every last fucking day they can. And then the end of the season has now been pushed to 1-7. So,
Yeah.
I mean, did
Well,
they
they-
get rid of
Just
the bye
pushing
week
out,
before the Super Bowl?
I mean, you got to push out as much shit product as you can.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, but 1481. So he needs 519 yards, for Tyreek Hill to do it. 4 games left. That's very doable. Fuck yeah.
120 a game, 125 a game.
He'll do it. I think he'll do it. A couple good defenses there in the Cowboys and the Ravens and the Bills. Who knows? It'll be fun to watch.
Take a flyer on the Bills right now.
Maybe.
To win the AFC?
I thought about it yesterday.
Yeah, to win the AFC. They
Why
get
not?
in. Why not?
Why not? Anybody in the AFC.
AFC's wide open. Wide open.
100%. Whereas I think the NFC, is it all running through San Francisco right now?
Yeah.
the entire NFL is running through San Francisco.
Yeah.
There's a really good chance we just end up having a Super Bowl rematch from the last decade, either Ravens Niners or Chiefs Niners.
Do you want to see the Chiefs back in there?
Not this iteration. There's
Me
no way
neither.
they're going to win.
Yeah,
Niners, Dolphins would be fun.
I think that would be a blowout.
Oh, it would be.
Yeah.
But, you know, you have the storyline of McDaniel,
Yeah,
Shanahan.
And at least you have superstars in with Tyreek Hill and those guys.
And
like,
also, you have Shanahan, who is a wild card, but not in the way you want him to be. You know what I
in
mean?
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it would be very on brand for him to lose to a team like the Dolphins with one of his former fucking coaches.
Now that I think about it, that would be a dream Super Bowl, and it'd be great.
And then the city of Miami would be happy for 3 days, and then they would go back to eating sandwiches and drinking coffee.
Exactly.
They don't give a fuck about anything.
Exactly. Let's get to these games tonight real quick. Brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Bet with us or against us. Get off the couch and get into the action today. Bet against me. I've been horrific in the NFL. I mean, absolutely fucking horrific in the NFL here for the last 6 weeks now. It's been awful. And if you're looking at these spreads tonight and you're trying to justify it, my God, man. We'll get to it in a second. If you want tickets to any of these games, go to drinkinbrostickets.com. Got everything for you there. Concerts, NFL, college football, all the bowl games are there. Sent some our buddies to the Cowboys-Eagles game last night. Brandon Harrell went last night. Those guys got some tickets from us. We got everything you want over there, and it's super cheap. Shit, tonight's game, if you're in New York, bored as shit, want to go sit out and drink at the Meadowlands, that MetLife Stadium there, it's $35 to go see the Giants play the Packers. Have fun, dude.
Yeah, but then you got to take a ferry over.
No, you can get an Uber over there.
On the train for
I don't think you can call them that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
A ferry?
Yeah, can't do it.
I think it's back. I think you can call people ferries.
I hope so.
Isn't that why Alec Baldwin got canceled?
No.
That's the F word that got brought back, right? Ferries?
Ferry, I think it was, yeah. No.
A lot of comedians.
He called
doing
somebody
that
a
now.
toxic queen and a fairy, and he got canceled. His MSNBC show got canceled.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Because nothing really hits like saying somebody's a fairy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we got hardafseltzer.com coming to Texas. Tomorrow's shipment comes in at 2 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be live in Texas over the weekend and give them like a day to put it in stores there, and we'll get it out to all you guys. Live in Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio, and then soon to be Texas over there. A lot of big games coming up. A lot of great places to tailgate around there for all of these games. We're available in every single Total Wine in the Southeast. Go get some Hard AF Seltzer from hardafseltzer.com. Click that store locator, type in your city or zip, and find the store nearest you so you can get a cheap 12-pack. Yes, we still ship right to your house. However, we'd prefer if you just go into stores and get it cheap as shit. It's expensive to mail it. Support us, support the show by going to hardafseltzer.com today. Titans at the Dolphins tonight. This is Dolphins minus 13.5. D'Anthony, who you got?
Dolphins.
Woo. 13.5.
They're going to win by 20 plus.
Okay. Both of these games are on at the same time, by the way, which is extremely unusual. One on ESPN, one on ABC.
Are they like segmented at all? Like one's like 7, one's 8? Or
Nope. They're at the exact
Wow.
same time
bizarre.
tonight. Really trying to suck up every single eyeball. Delco, who do you got tonight?
Dolphins are soft. Need a hard-nosed team like the Tennessee Titans.
They're a hard-nosed 4-8 right now.
They'll
That's
cover
a working man's record.
That's a
Working
man's record.
man.
They'll cover.
Working man.
They'll cover the 13.5. Dolphins by 10.
No
There
way.
you go. There you go. What do you got, Bob?
What's the over/under?
45.5.
I'd go.
It's in Miami. It's 75 degrees, so it's going to be nice.
Yeah, I'll take the over.
Okay. All right, perfect.
But if I had to pick on the main line, I would guess the Titans cover. At 13.5, just so
it's
much.
a lot,
in the NFL.
dude. It's a lot. All right, since I've been awful, I might as well just keep lighting my money on fire here. I'm going to tease this up. I'm going to take the Titans plus 20.5 and take this over down to 38.5 here in this game, just so I can watch it. I need something on in the background, or else I check the fuck out. Like, I've got to have at least a hundo on one of these fucking games here, because there's nothing else going on on a Monday night that's that exciting once my kids go to bed.
You just want the pride.
That's it. Just something to watch while I'm doing fucking work. Next up, we got Packers at the Giants. Again, both of these games are on at the exact same time. If you got YouTube TV, it'll be picture-in-picture, which is fucking dope. Who you got, D'Anthony? This is Packers minus 6.
Yeah, Packers.
Okay.
They're on a bit of a roll right now. Jordan Love, I think in his last 5 games, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 108 rating. What else? I think he's averaging like 275 a game. He's really starting to come into it, and the Giants are fucking terrible.
Packers are 6-6. So, I mean, look, they've got a shot at a wild card here. Outside shot at the division if Detroit keeps playing like Detroit's playing. Who you got tonight, Delco?
Yeah, Packers starting to grow before our eyes. I think they're the youngest team in the NFL. Hitting their stride. Would not want to run into them in the playoffs. That said, 6 points too many.
Oh, boy.
Give me the G-man. And the 6.
DeVito. Oh. Okay.
Instead of predicting this game, I'll take the Packers 6.5. But instead of predicting this game, the bigger question is, it looks like the Packers have found their third straight generational quarterback, kind of, right? Potentially.
Oh, boy.
He's looking pretty good lately.
Maybe. He's
Now,
looking good.
here's the question. Brett Favre was an embezzling dick pic sender. Aaron Rodgers is a crystal-loving, weird, hippie, pansexual who maybe bottoms for Aubrey Marcus.
Yep.
What's Jordan Love's weird thing going to be?
You know, he took off his helmet after the game the other night. I've never seen him without the helmet on.
I could not pick him out of a lineup
Me
right
neither.
now. If he walked in, I'd be like, hey, bro, do you like the show? Welcome in.
100%.
No good seltzer.
He had fucking braids like crisscross back in the day, and I was just like, oh, all right. Like, it was not what I was expecting whatsoever underneath the helmet, and it was odd, and I was the same way. As soon as he pulled his helmet off, it was like, if you walked in here, I would say, are you here for the water? Or, like, I've never seen him in my life. It's very, very odd. But yeah, I don't know what his thing is going to be. Who knows?
I think he's going to get busted for some weird porno. And that won't be illegal, but he'll just get caught with it.
Yeah.
Just some fucked up porn and maybe like...
Let's see who he follows on Twitter.
I believe both of his parents were cops.
Really?
So maybe raised well.
Hope so.
They probably just kept roughing him up because he's black.
He's black, yeah.
It's just, look, I think Green Bay made a deal with the devil where they can, like, they're gonna love the quarterback on the field, and then but like once the career is over, once they leave Green Bay, they will have to like totally disavow them.
Yeah.
That's the deal with the devil that Green Bay made to stay a relevant city.
Man, whatever they're doing it right here. Because they're fun to watch. Like, I actually enjoy watching the Packers play. Even on Thanksgiving, man, I had a shit ton of money in the Lions, and the Packers destroyed them, and all I could think was, well, shit, they're an entertaining team to watch, and that's all I can really hope for these days.
Yeah.
For real.
It's hard to come by with the NFL.
It is. There was a game yesterday, it was 3-0.
That was elite, though.
I was about to leave the
also,
house to go to Dan's, and I was like, I looked up and I was like, is that a real score? It was 0-0 with 1:30 left.
The Jets and Texans played the perfect half. It was nothing but punts.
Was it really?
Every drive ended with a punt in the first half.
Was it 0-0 at the end of the... You're kidding. I was with the kids yesterday, so I didn't get to watch much.
Well, the Vikings-Raiders was 0-0 until a minute left.
Yeah, a minute left.
That's football.
No, it's not.
That's classic
No.
American
The Vikings
football.
up 3-0, also punted with 7 seconds left.
That is Princeton versus Rutgers, 1874.
It sure is, dude. Leather helmets.
We told you to
beautiful
not
game.
watch these games.
We
And
told you.
Also to call the suicide hotline. if
We
you did.
flashed that card like 8 times, and it was all the games that we said were going to be awful. We're awful there. Was there one good game besides the Rams? Ravens is about it, right?
I mean, Chiefs-Bills was a great game.
Yeah, that's true. It's. I guess it's me, man. It's painful watching him without wide receivers. That shit. Like, it's weird.
What if we don't like football?
I like football.
What if we don't?
I do.
I mean, I like college football a lot, and I like good NFL teams. Like I love the NFL playoffs.
Like, even the Eagles Cowboys, even though the Eagles got blown out last night, it was still entertaining, and I
but
enjoyed the game.
A good football game in the NFL now is just the exception.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mostly
yeah.
just awful.
100%.
Honestly, if there's one league that needed to contract, it might be the NFL.
I'm all about contracting every league.
Yeah.
Let's get down to every professional sports league being like 16 teams.
16 all-star teams.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, I mean, look, Arthur Smith for the Falcons blew another one with 1 minute left. If you're looking for an exciting game, take the Falcons every week, and then the coach will just blow it with 1 minute left. So it's exciting at least.
Many are asking, is Baker in the MVP conversation?
Yeah. No, he sure isn't.
You can't just give Baker that much time. And a good NFL coach would know that. So I agree.
Arthur Smith needs to fucking die.
Yeah.
I'm all good with him. How much? How much is he getting from his family?
I don't know.
The
$5
FedEx
billion.
fortune? Yeah,
I imagine he's a billionaire
Right.
on paper.
Yeah. We don't need any of this on the sidelines here. Even Desmond Ritter had more yards than fucking Baker Mayfield.
Desmond Ritter had a great day. What, 347, I think?
I know. Still threw another fucking pick in the red zone there, another pick 6, but whatever. I hate him. I hate the coach. Just blow up this whole fucking team. But yeah, I'm looking at it here. So you had, 3 games that within one score and that were actually fun. The rest of these were horrific. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know how they improve at this point. And we still have 4 more weeks left. How many quarterbacks are going to go down?
12.
You think there's 12 more left?
Yeah, we got 12 more bodies.
Okay. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Let's get to the Ohtani story here in Major League Baseball that kind of dominated the weekend. Now, Friday, Bob, it was alleged via some weird asshole on Reddit that he was definitely going to sign with the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, I read that, and I thought it was absolutely fucking retarded. I didn't think the Blue Jays, one, had enough money. Two, that Ohtani, a global superstar, wouldn't be stuck in Toronto.
Toronto's a global city.
The global, yeah.
It sure isn't. But,
it is.
It is.
Toronto, come on, man.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more diverse cities on earth, actually.
Well,
It's
Bob,
also
Bob
the most
sent,
American city in Canada, probably.
Bob sent me a text, and he said, hey, he was never, ever going to not go anywhere other than the Dodgers. I agree with it. So let's start with how did the Blue Jays thing even get started?
He sent a plane to Toronto.
Who
He
did?
didn't go. He didn't.
His agent. I know, but his agent kind of did like a distraction play.
That's funny. Yeah, because there was a lot of smoke
Is
around.
that real?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a bunch of people in Major League Baseball were being very critical of him for not publicly exploiting this situation, but he's Japanese.
Right.
Have you ever met a fucking Japanese person before? It isn't, they're not like us. They're not Americans. They're not fucking selfie sticking it and shit.
They're very humble.
Yeah. That like the decision of taking my talents to South Beach, no Japanese player would ever. Do you see how this guy behaves? Mm-hmm. Like somebody hits him, he's a batter, but he's also a pitcher. He gets hit, and he's just like, oh, it's cool. Relax, everybody relax. He's always very professional and polite to everybody and shit. That's who he is as a person. Why the fuck did you think he was going to run a reality show?
And why do we want our athletes to run a reality show for these free agent things? That's what I hate about the NBA.
People want stuff to talk about.
I guess, but like, dude, he's quietly trying to get the biggest contract of all time, which he did.
Yeah, and all these fucking turds that were whining about him doing a disservice to the sport. Like, no, you're a cunt.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit. Shut the fuck up. God
I don't
damn
really
it, that was so
understand
annoying.
that. I don't understand it. But yeah, last time I hung out with a bunch of Japanese people was at Benihana's, and it's the same way. They were very humble when they cooked my meal, and then they did the onion volcano. I applauded, but they didn't ask for it.
Yeah, they
actually
never let me
look down on you for applauding.
Yeah.
They've never once let me kiss them after they do the onion volcano. Every time I like that was so impressive. Would you like to open mouth kiss?
And they say, no,
won't do it.
no, sir.
They shove your mouth full of shrimp.
Yeah. They're just a humble people.
But $700 million for one guy in Major League Baseball.
It's worth it.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. there's no salary cap. Also, contract was written to have or help with the team.
There's a
tax.
luxury cap.
The luxury tax. Yeah.
Look, he is going to bring in so much value to the franchise that it's fine.
Japan
but
doesn't have that many athletes that are stars, so he just brought in 100 million people that are Dodger fan now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I read was people were saying behind the scenes, they were like, I don't really think you understand how much the jersey sales will be overseas and how much it'll do for the Dodgers globally. And they said, look, he probably could have asked for more money. I don't know the rights on the side of Major League Baseball and jerseys and all that stuff and how that works out, but $700 million for a guy that, let's face it, will maybe only pitch 2 years. He's coming off his second Tommy John surgery, and he's essentially a glorified DH next year.
They're paying $70 million a year for a DH. Like in terms of on-field production, like I tweeted this the other day, like a couple days ago. I was like, if he was from anywhere other than Japan, his story would be cool, but he would not be worth anywhere near what he got. Because like if he was Dominican, no one would fucking
care.
way. Or American for that
But
matter.
Japan is just so like starved. They just latch on to whoever the big name is.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like if the Dodgers can justify it, it's great. They're going to space out that contract like Bob Bonilla. It's going to go on for 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that's going to affect their actual luxury tax, but we'll see. I know how it's going to affect him financially. He's going to spend about 54% of that on taxes in California.
Not if he has a good accountant.
Yeah. Have you lived in California before?
Get creative.
Yeah. The only way to get creative is to start a business. As an individual, you're fucked.
Right.
In California.
He's got to start. I'm sure he'll do that.
He'll be fine. He'll end up making $500 million in contract over the course of his career. But
he's going to be a billionaire. Like if you add in all the
endorsements.
Yeah, but as far as whether or not it's worth it, I guess it depends on what you mean. For the franchise, sure. Because they're going to become fuck America's team. They're going to be the global team now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't know what the current valuation of the Dodgers. I would guess probably somewhere in the $6 billion range. It's going to double over the course of the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the plan here is. And we talked about that with other teams. It's one of the reasons I thought the Braves might take a risk on it because they're a publicly traded organization and you can fucking double a stock price.
Yeah.
You can make some money, right? So I think you're going to see this current ownership group sell this team in the next 3 or 4 years.
Well, they just bought it about 2 years ago. I know Magic Johnson is one of the owners over there, but I'm with you. This with a 10-year deal, that's a long-term play of, let's say you held on for 5 more years and sold it when he's 35 years old. You could get God knows how much money for it. As a on-the-field thing, can the Dodgers now win the World Series?
They're full of holes.
They still don't have pitching.
They have no pitching right now.
Justify it. Let's go. Talk yourself into the Braves. Just dog walking the Dodgers.
The current iteration of the Braves right now
Quite a
can't
bit
win a
better
World
than-
Series either, I don't think.
They need more pitching.
They need way more pitching. They need way more
which
pitching, and
they're-
they need a fucking left
they're-
fielder, and they
they're-
need a better manager and a bunch of other shit.
I think they've patched up the bullpen, but the rotation needs another dude.
You guys just can't beat an 87 win Philadelphia Phillies.
You're not even
team.
going to make the playoffs this year, so I'm not worried about it. It's not going to be a problem this year.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe the Diamondbacks will jump up and bite us.
Here's the problem for the Dodgers right here. Clayton Kershaw had another really great year, but you know what he's like in the playoffs. Urias had a bad year. Gonsolin came back to his normal performance level.
Well,
He sucks.
Urias isn't coming back.
No,
he's a
he's
free
done.
agent
Yeah,
who just beat
he's-
up his girlfriend at a soccer
Yeah,
game.
so he's not even around anymore. But I'm just talking about from last year.
Yeah.
Gonsolin finally returned to the guy we've seen his entire career. He had a 2-year bump. He's done. Lance Lynn has got a 5.5 ERA every year, and then Bobby Miller. It's like even next year when Ohtani is pitching, they still only have 2 guys, and he's getting $70 million a year.
Well, they'll have Walker
Right?
Buehler still coming
We'll
off
see.
TJ. Yeah.
We'll see. He might not be back until midseason this year.
They are just out of dudes, man.
Now, if they trade for Mike Trout,
Who are they going to trade? I mean, I guess it's
trade.
their farm system.
It's,
don't they typically have like one of the better farm systems?
They do.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. They don't need another bat. They're good to go.
No,
They're-
win every game 13-11.
That you can't. You fucking can't. I mean, you can in the regular season, but like they're already good. They have Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Max Muncy, Gavin Lux will be back. Will Smith is maybe the second, third best hitting catcher in baseball. Like they've got dudes. They're fucking
also,
fine.
can't you? The Rangers just won a World Series, winning every game, scoring 10 runs.
They had good pitching.
They had
too.
good pitching, but
They had
they
good,
didn't necessarily
they had
need
good
it.
starters. It just depends. It's really just getting hot. But like their pitching is it's not like, oh, maybe they could do something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe with the right, because not like Jordan Montgomery's a world beater or whatever, but like, dude, there's nobody there. There's fucking nobody. And their bullpen's fucking shallow too.
Their bullpen's not great. Their starting rotation is shallow, and their overall team defense is bad.
Bad.
Now they're going to score a lot of runs, probably 1,000 maybe. Maybe they finally break that 1,000 run barrier, but they're going to give up 1,000.
Yeah,
You know what I
but-
mean?
Definitely trade Mike Trout if you're the Angels, and then just pack up shop, move, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put him out of his misery.
You were saying, or Dan, you were saying the fucking
No,
White Sox.
It was
were
him, yeah. The White
looking
Sox are
at
talking
Nashville?
to Nashville, yeah.
Jerry Reinsdorf, the White Sox owner, was talking to the mayor of Nashville this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be a great move for them.
I would hate to see them move, but I'd rather the Angels move.
It's not that. Have you been down to that White Sox stadium?
I just like
I've
the
been to
idea
it.
of White Sox.
I can hear
fans
the
in Chicago.
gunshots.
It's the same. It's just pure safety at that point. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you do
Well,
unless you clean up the south side of Chicago.
It's not even the south side. That stadium sucks.
Yeah, the stadium's not great.
The stadium's not great, but even the
Like,
south side of
it's-
Chicago, what's the incentive for a business owner to go in there and be like, great, we'll build a new stadium? There isn't. You're still in the south side of Chicago.
Those aren't White
Nashville would
Sox
be
fans,
great.
though. White Sox fans, I feel like, enjoy the misery. They like being White Sox fans. That's why they're not Cubs fans. They like just kind of having a negative perspective on life. That's what White Sox fans are.
Nashville or Austin would be great destinations for a baseball team. Be fun. If the Nashville thing is real, shit, that would rock, actually.
Would we be a good sports city?
I mean, we are.
Yeah,
with
we are with soccer.
Soccer. Yeah.
That's the MLS thing is like everybody gets excited for 4 or 5 years and then just kind of like, all right, we're over it.
It just, I mean, look, a baseball team can succeed anywhere if you do it right, essentially, right? So if they put a park in San Marcos, and they're like, it's for San Antonio and Austin.
Nah,
like, that's
that
gonna
doesn't
suck.
work.
You need to be near downtown somewhere.
Yep.
Near a downtown where
It's got to be on Lady Bird Lake.
Exactly.
it needs to be a day drinking destination
Nashville.
type of thing. It needs to be a thing to do, and not like a whole fucking event where you gotta like get in the fucking car and go all the way out. And like that shit. That you can do that for a football game. You can't do that for a baseball game, I think.
And with the construction that Nashville and Austin are currently under, would it matter just to throw in a stadium on top of it? Probably not right now.
Does
I mean,
Nashville deserve more pro sports? Probably not.
Look,
They're great with the Preds. I don't know how they are with the Titans.
Great with the Predator. Look, the
Titans,
It's
not great.
the Titans stadium sucks. Though you've
Yeah,
been there.
yeah.
The fans are fine, and it's easy to walk to from the hotels and all that shit. I personally like it. I just don't like that stadium, but they're getting rid of it. Same thing with the Predators are downtown. If they put the baseball team down there, it could be a fun area. I think the best one to do it in a downtown city to me is probably the Colorado Rockies. As far as like the bars and everything down there around the team and all that shit, it's a blast. So if they did something like that, it would be great. But yeah, the rest of free agency season now is kind of up in the air. Who else is left? Soto's gone. He went to the Yankees.
Yeah.
Oh, there's quite a few people left.
Who do we got? And is there anybody the Braves or any of the big boys are targeting?
My guess is the Braves are more likely to make a trade.
Yeah, we'll see. So there's Yamamoto, the Japanese pitcher. He's 25, and there's still a bunch of teams in on him. He's going to get a very lucrative deal.
So they're saying it's between New York Mets and New York Yankees for Yamamoto.
What money do the Mets have to spend on him? They had the highest payroll in the history of baseball last year, and they still have most of those guys on the roster.
I'm not sure.
Make it
I'm
higher.
not sure where any of these people
Make
are
it
getting
higher.
this money.
Who cares?
And they also fucking won like 70 games. Cody Bellinger's still available. The Braves are not going to be in on him now that they have Jordan Kelenic. So that's not.
Bellinger back to the Dodgers.
Blake Snell and
Cy Young
Jordan
winner. Blake's just won the Cy Young.
Yeah, Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery, two left-handed pitchers, are still available. One of those makes sense for the Braves.
I lean Montgomery personally.
Yeah, and then Dylan Cease and Tyler Glasnow are also free agents.
Josh Hader.
Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, actually flew to Japan to meet with him personally here.
Sure he did.
So Cody Bellinger's up there. They're saying best bets, Giants, Blue Jays, Cubs for Cody Bellinger.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes back to the Cubs.
Yeah. You and I saw him play there. Looks happy as shit, but why wouldn't you be?
Well, I mean, I think honestly,
it's awesome.
To get max value, he's 28 right now. To get max value, I think he needs to have one more year like last year to show people it wasn't a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then he's going to get like a 6-year deal for fucking $300 million, to be honest. So he's probably better off taking a 1 or 2 year deal right now.
And then all the guys you just mentioned with Dylan Cease and Tyler Glasnow, Braves aren't in any conversation for him.
I think
Not according to ESPN, but ESPN doesn't like talking about the Braves for whatever the fuck reason. I don't know why.
And also, Alex Anthopoulos is the most tight-lipped GM in baseball. There are no leaks ever from that front office, so they are pure. They go on pure speculation. So the people who do talk to people who do whisper little things to them, so they can have their stories from the Padres or the Yankees or whoever. Like that's why they get written about more.
Well, let's break down Yamamoto, for example. With Ohtani going to LA, massive market, global market there. The New York teams would make the most sense for him as well. Because he's not going to LA.
You got to think the Yankees are the ones who are going to spend the money personally.
Yeah.
They're a lot closer. I don't know why the Mets would do that and make him flounder for 2 to 3 years. I don't know why he would do that. Because the Mets said to Scherzer when they were trading him, and he was like, "Do you think you'll be competitive again? Maybe like next year, the year after?" And they're like, "No, it's going to be a 3-4 year rebuild." So I don't think you start the rebuild by making a guy pitch for you for 4 years until he's fucking 29.
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Okay, we might make the playoffs this year."
Right.
I don't think the Mets will do it. And if he goes to the Mets, he's a fucking moron.
Look, I agree. The Mets are going to Met. It doesn't really matter, but they have all the money in the world there, apparently. We'll switch on over here to the in-season NBA tournament that the Lakers won. LeBron was celebrating like it was a real title.
Well, he's about to get his award named. The regular season in-season tournament MVP.
The LeBron James Trophy.
Will for sure be the LeBron James Trophy moving forward.
My God, dude.
Gross.
People were questioning whether this makes him the GOAT now of all time.
Yes.
First of all,
This new thing they created.
I'm sorry, Michael Jordan has 0 in-season tournament championships.
None.
Does anybody? All right, let me ask you this: honest opinion. Did anybody care about this or watch any of it?
I like that Indiana is excited. Like Halliburton's cool,
Yeah,
and it would have been tight if they won it, but no, I don't care that the Lakers won.
I don't care. I don't care about the in-season tournament.
I couldn't watch it because the courts were so horrifying.
all of them and every
it
single
was
game.
those courts made it
But-
fucking wild.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was like universally successful.
What? No, I'm asking. For what was it really?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was successful.
Okay.
And then
People liked it?
I think it's real now because for your top guys, it probably doesn't matter, but for like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on your bench, getting an extra $500,000
Yeah.
for winning
Oh,
that
yeah.
tournament, that's for in a lot of cases, if you're on a minimum salary, that doubled your salary.
It did. So there was, I think, 10 guys total, and they doubled. It literally doubled their salary.
You have NBA guys that actually care about a regular season game.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a nice change of pace.
Yeah. I just didn't watch any of it. I'm with you on the courts,
The courts are
and everything
terrible,
else. It was very odd to watch. And then, what do you celebrate here? So let's say the Lakers don't win the championship. Hey, but we got the in-season tourney thing.
They should add an incentive, maybe like an extra lottery pick. Like
That'd
you
be
win the
fun.
in-season tournament, you get a lottery pick.
You
Well,
get,
they've
like, one
also-
extra
Yeah.
last pick.
They've also been talking about that being an auto bid for the playoffs.
Playoffs. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, that wouldn't be
And
bad.
the original proposition was a 6 seed. That's way too high. It's maybe a play-in game. Like you're
or
10.
an 8.
You're 10.
Maybe an 8. Who cares?
So like no matter what you have, if you don't seed higher than
You get
that,
to
you
play
have the auto.
that
I like
shit.
that. That'd be fun.
That's dope. I think the lottery pick is, although players playing for another player, like to get a draft pick, I don't think the players care.
Players
about
care if it's a lottery pick that could potentially be the number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Andy Reid here is at a press conference right now, and he says the Chiefs will not give up on Tony after Gaff. I would definitely.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would call it the first call I would make is to Elon Musk. Be like, hey, how's that moon thing going?
Is it?
Can we send this asshole up there? Maybe he can catch a ball up there.
Because you guys are going in like 2 days, right?
Yeah.
So can we just put him there and just put a helmet on him and see what
Tie him
happens?
to the outside of the rocket. It's fine.
I bet you the rocket would be offsides though at launch. We'll switch on over here to college football here. A lot of people moving around here. Sam Hartman just declared for the NFL draft
Cool.
for Notre Dame. He had like a 5-minute Instagram video. Did you guys see this?
He's a handsome man.
He's a good-looking dude. I mean, he
Lot of-
definitely doesn't look like a college guy. He looks
Women-
like he's 37 years
Women
old.
love Sam Hartman.
They do.
Yeah.
They do love Sam Hartman. But most of these players are on the move. The quarterback of Duke is now crystal bald, I guess. I hate that fucking phrase that people are using, but to go to Notre Dame,
Riley Leonard, yeah, that makes sense.
Sure.
I guess.
Is that what Notre Dame's going to do? That's going to pick off ACC quarterbacks? They
Well,
can't fucking
right.
they can't recruit. It's a fucking million-year-old blue blood fucking
I know.
university, and they can't recruit.
That's what I guess. That's what the question is. Is this what we're doing now?
Well,
It's kinda just giving up on recruits.
5 of the last 7 Heisman winners were transfer quarterbacks from the previous year.
Is that real?
Yes,
Okay.
It does work.
it definitely fucking works.
It
You-
works.
You need, I mean, and it totally depends on the situation, right? Like if you have a team that is like mostly there, I think your number one priority needs to be the transfer portal. I think if you have a team that's reloading or whatever, you can.
Yeah.
It's
probably,
got me excited.
I mean, what the fuck was Ohio State doing this offseason? They knew McCord wasn't going to be good enough. You were talking about it last year.
Yeah, I was talking about it
So
last
what
year.
the fuck?
Well, so Ohio State's a tricky one simply because they had the guy. It was Quinn Ewers. You can't stop these kids from transferring.
That was 3 goddamn years ago.
But he was the guy that was supposed to start this year.
yeah, so
he
they
had
had 3 years
2
to get into the
years at
fucking
least.
portal.
But
what
they,
the fuck?
they asked and they said, "Hey, dude, are you gonna fucking do it?" And was like, "All right." C.J. Stroud was about an hour away from coming back. I don't really blame.
You're trying to get Drake May too.
And they backed up the truck for Drake May, and he said no. Why? I don't really know.
I think North
so. They
Carolina
tried,
paid him.
and then they got 2 fucking all-world studs this year. It was just one of those in-between years where you got to block these guys from going to the portal, and then how much you're going to pay these guys for the portal. Cam Ward, for example, where do you think he ends up? My guess is Florida State at this point. Ohio State said they're not bidding on quarterbacks, which I like. I think if you do that, it sets a bad precedent. Like if you're at Notre Dame, how are you recruiting a quarterback out of high school when you're just buying up dudes every offseason?
I also just don't think Cam Ward's worth $2 million or whatever he's going to get.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah, but would
He's
you
pretty
have said,
fucking good.
would you
He's
have said that
fine.
about Jayden Daniels?
No, I wouldn't. No, he's a Heisman winner. So
Would you have said that about him when he was leaving
you
Arizona
need to look
State?
at that roster, too, that they had at Arizona State, that Herm
I
had.
saw the, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane that they were never good.
That man could recruit, I guess.
He can recruit. He's great with parents and family. You know, he used to do the welcome to the NFL rookie league with all the rookies and say, here's not how to spend your money. Here's
Don't hit your girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
no
building
domestic
better men,
violence, all that other stuff.
Build better men. It's not about wins and losses.
It's not. It's about building a better man. But Heisman Trophy, Jayden Daniels, we had that. Did you guys have Jayden Daniels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand these people that are like, it's the worst Heisman in a long time.
His numbers
Yeah, but
were
he had
insane.
50 fucking
Yeah, he was
touchdowns.
awesome.
One of the most
What are you
impressive
talking
seasons
about?
of all
He had
time.
more touchdowns than fucking Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Like you were complaining because he had 3 losses that weren't his fucking fault.
And
like,
then they
at
were
all.
comparing it. They're making it racial, and they're like, "Look at Tim Tebow's." When he won, they were like 9-4 or whatever.
Lord, yeah.
But what does it have to do? Like, look,
It has- well,
they had two. You had a
Tebow-
shitty defense.
The
There.
Tebow Heisman too was kind of a make 'em up for the year before.
Yeah, he should have won the year before. I don't have a fucking issue with that.
Also, with Tebow, or not with Tebow, with the Heisman, I mean, like, it's become a little bit more of an MVP award over the last decade than it was previously. I don't remember it being that crazy that Tebow won it on a 9-4 team. Like, I remember, maybe,
And he's probably a top 10 college football player of all time.
right,
oh
right,
yeah,
right.
easily.
So yeah, that didn't really like it in the last 10 years. It's that narrative has really shifted to like, well, his team wasn't even that. Like, but yeah, like you don't want to give it to some Fresno State quarterback who puts up 70 touchdowns in a season, but at the same time, like they don't need to be in the fucking college football playoff to win a fucking Heisman. Like,
Especially if you're in the SEC. Come on, man.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's not his fault. He had a dog shit defense down there, so and a coach with a fake Southern accent. He can't do anything about those two things. So yeah, I thought this was justified because people were bitching the night before about the Biletnikoff Award with Marvin Harrison. They were like, "Oh man, neighbors had better number." Well, you're the best quarterback in the nation there. Who's going to get drafted first in the NFL? Well, that doesn't matter. Well, it kind of does. Jayden Daniels was the best player there was. I guess if you were going for most valuable, you might say you have an argument for Penix because they're in the playoffs. And if it wasn't for his heroics all goddamn year long, that team doesn't. They probably lose 4 games.
They probably win 8 games, but yeah, no, they're not a playoff contender without Penix.
So I guess maybe there's some argument for that. But Jayden Daniels to me was the best quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's
the
not
player in the nation. That was an easy one.
It's not an MVP. It's an MOP, right? It's like the most outstanding player, essentially, is what it is. So
Yeah.
it's a little more. Well, not a little more, but it's a different sort of subjectivity, I guess.
A lot of speculation about where he's going in the draft. Where do you got him?
Dude,
Kirk
I've seen
Herbstreit said, well, I would take him first.
I've seen him as high as 4th to the
Yeah,
Commanders.
I've seen them top 10.
Jaden Daniels, you're saying?
Yep.
If I'm the Bears and I have the first pick and I do decide to send Fields packing, I take him for sure.
Okay.
Like, he's the best quarterback in the draft.
And by the way, like,
But you want to put a guy like that on a team that's ready to win now. I don't think he's a development guy. You know what I mean?
I still think Caleb Williams is probably the best quarterback.
I do too.
He's got a personality issue. That guy, very suspicious.
We'll see.
I blame
He's
Lincoln Riley.
He's a bitch.
Yeah. I blame Lincoln
Nah,
Riley.
Lincoln Riley's not his dad. Lincoln Riley's not the guy that raised him to be a bitch. He's a little bitch.
He cried because he cared.
He cries because he cares, you know?
That's okay at T-ball.
Hey, cry because you care, right?
No.
Cry.
I want my
because-
quarterback to care.
That grown men, it's acceptable to cry when like a close friend dies or at the Grand Canyon, and
dog.
that's it. Dog, yeah, that's it. Don't let me fucking catch you crying.
What about a single tier? So, like, you go to the Grand Canyon, you're allowed to have a
Yeah,
single tier.
single tier. Or if you're a Native American, you see a piece of garbage on the side of the road.
Yeah.
One tier.
One
Although that
tier
guy
for
was
that.
Italian, but whatever.
Yeah, he was close enough.
Yeah.
He looked close enough over there. Now the question is, does Daniels or any of those guys play? Because right now, Hartman dropped out of the Sun Bowl there, so he's
there's no
all
reason
done
to play
for
these
Notre
games.
Dame.
I wouldn't play.
I wouldn't play either.
You get an insurance policy, maybe.
Yeah.
Are you going to insure $500 million that he might make in the NFL?
I mean, it's definitely not going to happen this year, especially after, Jordan Travis's leg exploded against North Alabama. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those years where they're going to be like, dude, I can't.
And again, I think bowl games should just be like, we're getting ready for the future. Here's a game. It's like a glorified spring game.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's become now. Even that spread, by the way, they were talking about it's the largest shift in bowl history for a game. With
Is it really?
Missouri, Ohio State.
So funny.
8.5 points it shifted down there the other way. No starters named there at all on the Ohio State side. So,
My Knights are in the mix right now for a quarterback.
who are they getting? Do you know?
Perhaps it's between us and NC State, it's looking like, but Grayson McCall from
Grayson McCall.
Coastal Carolina.
Okay.
Been there for 10 years.
Yeah. Veteran.
48.
That's what you want, dude.
Yeah.
Look at the guys in the fucking Heisman. I mean, it's Penix, Daniels, and
It's just adults.
Bo Nix.
But we have to overcome his family being able to travel to every game because North Carolina State, I guess, next year only plays 3 games out of the state.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Coastal?
North Carolina State.
Okay.
So that's their recruiting pitch for Grayson McCall is you get to watch all of his games except
Oh,
3.
wow.
Travel's easier, yeah. Whereas with UCF, it's like, yeah, we're going to go to Houston and then Kansas. And
Utah.
Then, yeah. Oh, God, I forgot about
Arizona.
that.
God, that's right, dude.
New Big 12.
That's going to be a weird part of these pitches to kids, man, and their parents.
I can't
Because a
wait.
lot of parents want to go.
We gotta make a rivalry with Arizona State. Just UCF Arizona State.
Yeah.
It's the same school.
Race to 100K.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine's kid went to Arkansas for that reason, University of Arkansas, where at least they could travel around and see him play in the Southeast. But now with realignment, shit, man, you're going to be going to different coasts.
That is still absolutely a huge recruiting pitch. I know that that's
No, it is.
why Missouri, when we moved to the SEC, we shifted a lot of our recruiting from Texas to Georgia, Florida, because, their kids, they'll be able to see their kids play more.
Yeah. Yeah. It should be fun. We got college basketball up next here. Arizona held on to the 1 seed. Any surprises over the weekend in college basketball?
Nothing really. Season's going pretty steady. Things still shaking out. I think Marquette beat the shit out of Notre Dame. Caught part of that game. It's just a normal start to the college basketball season so far. Kansas looks great.
Villanova looks bad.
Are they still ranked?
Nope.
No, they're not
were.
ranked anymore.
No, they've lost like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. They're not ranked anymore. Kentucky's in there. Top 5, Arizona, Kansas, Purdue, Houston, and UConn.
Oh, did Purdue lose to Alabama?
Yeah, I think they did. That was the big game of the week. No, they beat Alabama.
Oh,
sorry.
they came back? Okay.
Yeah, they came back.
But they're down pretty big. I think like double digits.
Yeah.
Right?
Ohio State beat Alabama 2 weeks ago. Is,
Okay,
is
that's
Alabama
a
not
loss.
any good this year?
They're still
Alabama's
good, but
Alabama.
They did drop out of the rankings, but
They just shoot threes.
Okay.
they're still a solid.
Clemson's
team.
also on the rise right now. They got a kid, PJ Hall, that's averaging like 20 points a game, senior, that's pretty good. I think they're like 12 or 13.
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
13 and they're 9-0 right
Yeah.
now. It's rare. I can't remember Clemson having a good basketball team in my lifetime. I don't think
They were decent last year.
were they?
Yeah.
They have some good years.
Okay.
I will say, though, not really a dark horse, but a team that might be off other people's radar to win a natty. Creighton.
Okay.
Creighton's
the year?
incredibly experienced.
Creighton's at 8 right now.
Yeah.
They got a good team. They're 8-1 there. North Carolina is at 9, and then Gonzaga rounds
I was
out the
about to
top
say,
10.
They're not giving you Gonzaga vibes.
Creighton?
Yeah.
No, they play in a real conference.
That's true. They play in the Big East. Yeah, they play real teams every week once conference play starts.
Oh, did they shift that over there? Good for those guys.
Creighton's been in the Big East for a while. It's just all
Have they?
Yeah, it's just
They just redid the Big East to be basketball conference.
it's all like Catholic schools.
Smart.
It's essentially like the Catholic conference.
Yeah, why not? Is Patino there?
Yes.
St. John's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that, dude.
It's a great conference. It really is. It is really good basketball. It's Marquette. I mean, right now,
You still have the best recruits up there, so it would make sense
Yeah.
that it's pretty good.
yeah, they have Big East. It's a really good conference. It's UConn, Creighton, Marquette, Obviously, you got St. John's with Patino, Villanova's in it. Xavier is usually very good. Butler. I mean, it's a Providence. It's a really fucking solid conference.
Okay. Last but not least, we got UFC coming up on Saturday night here.
go.
You got Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington.
Colby hasn't fought in like 2 years.
I know. He's finally back here. Who you got in this one?
I got Leon. It's minus 160 right now, but Leon, I think, has just been the more active fighter, obviously, but he's just getting better, and he's starting to hit his prime. So,
Is this the last pay-per-view of the year here for
It is, yeah.
UFC? Because they jacked up that price to $80, which is not sweet.
it's a great card, though.
It is a great card. Who else is on it? Tell everybody.
I mean, you got
Pantoja.
Ian Gary on it.
Pantoja.
Pantoja's fighting Royval, which will be really fun. That'll just be an exciting fight, but you guys don't respect guys that are 125.
Nope.
Sure don't.
Tony Ferguson's fighting Patty Pimblett, though.
Yeah,
And
that's...
Oh, shit.
Ferguson might end
Patty
his
the
life.
Batty?
We're hoping.
Ferguson might kill him, and then Ferguson might die immediately
We're
afterwards.
hoping, because Tony's on like a 6-fight losing streak, maybe 7. I forget. He just keeps losing. But they keep... I don't know if I can stomach him losing the Patty. It'd be
I
just
couldn't either.
the worst fall from grace.
Wonder Boy's fighting Shockvat.
God damn, this is a
Shavkat.
fucking great card. Let's go.
Yeah, Rachmanov.
Yeah. good
Shavkat's
card.
awesome. He's
Bryce
got
Mitchell's on that
17
too.
wins with 17 finishes, so Wonder Boy, we'll stand with him, and we'll see if Shavkat tries to... I mean, he was in deep water against Jeff Neal and eventually got to finish in the 3rd round, but it'd be fun to see if Wonder Boy can get one last moment of glory, I guess.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Where is this at, by the way?
Fuck. I think it's just Vegas.
Oh, in Vegas?
I
Okay.
could be wrong.
Yeah, it's a T-Mobile.
Ooh. All right, so Ferguson right now on mybookie.com is plus 225. I've got to take Ferguson over Patty. I have to do this.
I know. You don't want to do this to yourself, though. Remember, I was trying to talk us into Tony against Bobby Green, and he got submitted by Bobby
but
Green.
Dude, I watched Patty's last fight. It was fucking awful. Dude.
Tony, he's Navy SEAL training right now with David Goggins.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best fight prep.
If you're trying to write a
he's
book,
gonna win, though. Yeah.
it is.
I gotta go Tony here. I'm also desperate, and I'm down to like $2,500 left in my account. So
Okay. I wouldn't put it on
this has
Tony.
been a bad year of gambling for me.
I think they're just trying to get one last rub from Tony for Patty, give him a little momentum so he can have that name on his resume.
So do you think he dumps it? You think he dumps this fight for Patty to build the bullshit? Patty
He's
just
not
announced he's
intentionally
having
going to dump
twins.
it. Tony just is old and washed. And,
All
and
right.
Patty
one
never
good shot
was,
will-
but
one good shot will put him out. He's got so much traumatic brain injury at this point.
Yeah, but
Just
I
a
think
clip on the chin and he's done.
I think one clip on Patty's chin and he's done. I'm gonna go Ferguson in this.
it's not juicy enough, right? Like Tony
225 is juicy.
Tony at this point in his career should be like plus 400.
I think I'm going Ferguson. I go, yeah, 225. I'm doing this.
Listen,
I'm desperate. I'm a
hoping
desperate
Tony
man right now.
wins, beats Patty, and just goes off into the sunset.
There's good
retires.
There's good fights on the undercard too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody Garbrandt.
Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell. That's a good fight.
Who do you have Colby in, against Leon, by the way?
I got Leon.
Okay. He's minus 145 in this one. Over under 4.5. Do you expect it to go to distance?
They should, yeah. They typically don't finish people.
They're gonna wrestle.
Now, Patty and Tony, the over under is 1.5. That's it. I don't think this thing is going past 2.
Well, neither one of those guys likes to wrestle too much. You know.
Tony and Patty, no, they're both grapplers. They're pretty grapple heavy.
When's the last time you've seen Tony Ferguson grapple in the ring?
He tries.
He tries.
No, he's been in a war for like
know.
8
No,
fights
he
in a
always
row.
tries to go for like he pulls guard and then tries to get him down, and then he gets submitted by Bobby Green.
This is
It's so sad.
this is the
It's
first
like
time.
like Bobby Green submitting Tony Ferguson is like me submitting like Tony Ferguson. Not far off because Bobby doesn't really do jiu-jitsu.
Right. This is the first time in a long time, though. All these fights are pretty evenly matched, except for Patty. Patty's minus 350. But the rest of the undercard is pretty evenly matched all the way up and down the card. So it should be a blast. All right. If this is the last one of the year, I'm in then Saturday night. Fucking A. Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah. Cody Garbrandt's on this card, on the undercard for some reason. Who else is on the other card? There's
Yeah,
some
dude.
good fights.
There's some really good
I
fights in
do
there.
hope Luke just knocks Ian Gary's
I mean,
head
on
off.
the like early prelims, Alonzo Menafield, he's always fun to watch. A lot of-
Dustin Jacoby should
yeah,
win that.
Jacoby. That's going to end in a stoppage one
Yeah,
way or the other.
Jacoby should
That'll be a
get a
fun
finish.
fight.
Over-under's 1.5 in that fight,
Yeah.
too. So, yeah, that's going to end early.
But if you want some juice, I would take Luke over Ian Gary. Just because I think Ian Gary's got too much going on outside of the ring. He's getting kind of dumped on for...
So he's at plus 260.
Yeah. Ian Gary right now is a little too distracted because people are shitting on him for his wife writing a book 10 years ago about how to lock down a WAG or how to become a WAG and lock down an athlete.
What's a WAG?
Wife and girlfriend.
Yep. So she's 40. He's 25.
Oh.
So she
That's interesting.
locked him down and potentially maybe even coerced the whole lockdown an athlete thing.
Yeah.
with Ian Gary.
It's just
They have a kid?
His wife probably doesn't love him.
Yeah, his wife doesn't love him. but-
Come on, man. Is that real?
Does that make you fight harder or less hard? Right?
know.
Like you're not motivated or you're taking out your anger in the ring?
But wouldn't you be a better wife if your husband was younger because you're like, I can't lose this guy. I've got to do whatever I can to keep him.
She
'Cause
just
he's
keeps upgrading, I guess.
Well, I haven't
yeah.
read the book. Is the book all about sucking dick?
The
Yeah.
book
Because if
clearly
so, then-
works, yeah. If
Yeah.
she did it herself,
Is the book? Is she just
Shit.
like?
it's almost an endorsement for the book.
It's a book.
Yeah.
There's her on the front, like looking pensive and or whatever the fuck, like an author, right? And then it's a flip book. You just flip through the pages and it's her just fucking doing the gawk 5000 or whatever.
She also took her maiden name as his middle name
That's sweet, dude.
because he wanted the Brazilian clout.
Yeah.
So he's Ian Machado Gary.
I like that. Machado's a good one, dude.
It is.
If you're looking for a
Especially
strong...
as a fighter,
Yeah.
Machado when your name's good.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But he's Irish. He's
this is
super
awesome.
Irish.
I'm a big fan of this.
Who's the wife? Layla Anna Lee.
Sounds right.
I mean, yeah, here it is. I mean, this is like self-published nonsense.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. It's a terrible book cover. Everything. Is that the cover?
Yeah, that's on Amazon.
It looks like a little child did this.
Yeah.
Is that her?
I guess so. I mean, she's
She looks
pretty hot.
great for her age. This looks like a little
But
child.
she wrote this 10 years ago.
Oh, all right. All right.
She still looks good.
I'm sure
She
she
looks good
does.
for 40 and everything, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good for her.
But he is,
2 stars.
trying to be the next Conor McGregor. And he married a woman that's 15 years older than he is.
Yeesh. Can't do that. Can't do that, friends. Sorry about it. But that's going to be a great card. All right. I'm in for this. I'm all in for this. $80, though. Shit. Fucking Dana White, man.
Oh, I'm stealing it.
Pay your fighters.
I'm not fucking paying for this. I'll go to a bar and watch.
Pay your fucking fighters, dude. $80. Shit. All right, kids. Thanks for tuning in. Head on over to Drinkin' Bros Podcast on Patreon. We're going to go live with fake news here at the top of the hour in about 14 minutes over there. Also, go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Head on over to Spotify, too. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away at that point. Look, bet at your own risk in the NFL this year. It's been brutal for all of us. There's not a lot of winners out there. And there was a couple people who were coming after me in Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook, and they're like, Ross, what the fuck? We're all in the same boat, dude. I'm looking at your motherfuckers' betting slips as well, dude. NFL is rough right now, man. Because even part of me tonight looks at this Packers game and is like, why couldn't Tommy DeVito win this game tonight? You know?
All these games are fucking coin flip. They're random.
So wild. But I'm still going to bet it because I'm a fucking junkie. And then when the account's out, it's out at that point. Sorry, dude. Rough sledding this year in the NFL. Hopefully I'll turn it around tonight. Flip on over to Drinkin' Bros Podcast on Patreon. We will be live at the top of the hour for Drinkin' Bros Fake News. In the meantime, we appreciate you tuning in to sports. For D'Anthony Holloway, Delco Dan, Hot Bob, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap. Good morning, everyone.